Hi guys, got something a little bit different for you today. I am in the arena, as surprising as that may seem. This is my soul level 125 quality guy. Um, so now that we've had a lot more information been revealed to us about the changes that are coming to us in Dark Souls Remastered, I want to go through the points that have been that we know about, and I just want to give my thoughts on them. But first of all, like I said, this is my soul level 125 quality guy. He's a retired invader. I don't use him to go out invading anymore. So I exclusively use him for dueling when I want to go in the arena. In my Let's Play, I've been having a lot of fun dual wielding different weapon types, and I've really wanted to try some of these weapon combinations in PvP, and I thought, I could go out and invade with these, but I wanted a nice, sterile and safe environment in order to test out some new weapon combinations. And what's more sterile and safe than Dark Souls 3 Undead Arena? So I've got the Lothric Knight Long Spear in my right hand and the Lothric Knight Long Sword in my left hand, both very long weapons. And these sort of weapon combinations are you see fairly often. I'm not breaking new ground by showing you this build in particular. The idea behind these kind of combo builds is that you have a slow, long-reaching weapon in your right hand, and then you have a quick weapon, spammable weapon in your left hand. So I bait them in with the Lothric Knight Long Spear, and when they roll towards you to try and punish and to roll around your really poor tracking, you'll catch them in the R1 spam and straight sword. Obviously this isn't a one-trick pony build, and this isn't how the build. You don't have to rely on that to get your kills. But because I've got a spear and a straight sword, those two components on their own are very viable in PvP. So if they're not falling for your baits, they're not rolling in towards your straight sword. You can still do spacing, do good damage with the straight sword and the spear, which is really nice. So I had a lot of fun in the arena. It's not a place I go to very often anymore, but I do like to come back every now and then. So about Dark Souls Remastered, this is stuff that I'm reading on I've got the IGN website up on my laptop in front of me, so I'm just going to go through some of the points that have been released to us, and I just want to give my thoughts on them. So first of all, obviously we know about the resolution and the frame rate boost for all platforms, and that's great. I don't think anyone can dispute how good that's going to be, having 1080p and 60 frames per second for PS4 and Xbox One, and the upscaled 4K, etc., for PS4 Pro and PC, etc., and all that good stuff. So I don't think anyone's disputing how good that's going to be. So in the online multiplayer section, the maximum number of players online has been increased from 4 to 6. That is a little bit concerned. I mean, I know for a lot of people they want to be able to play Dark Souls with their friends and stuff, and that's for them that point is really, really great. However, the balance of the game might be completely and utterly ruined, having a host and his 3 phantoms completely bulldozing absolutely everything. And now in the next point, the dried finger has been moved from the painted world to the undead bird merchant very early in the game. I find that incredibly concerning. I think that's a really bad idea. I didn't like the fact that the dried finger was so readily available in Dark Souls 3. It kind of encouraged players into sort of not trying to play the game on their own. I'm a very big proponent and saying I gatekeep the fuck out of this game. I will be the first one to admit. I'm not going to say that I don't gatekeep this game, but I'm a big proponent in the idea that you should at least try to play this game on your own before you can sort of start summoning phantoms for help and things like that. I know that's a really horrible and sort of gatekeepery thing to say, but that's kind of how I feel, and that's how I experienced the game for the first time, and I want everyone to share my experience as well. So that's going to be interesting. So we're going to have a lot of dried finger ganks going on at the Undead Burg. I know the Undead Burg used to be a big twink hotspot. So lots of twink invaders, I imagine, are probably going to get fucking ganked to shit now. So the dried finger location in the painted world has been placed with the twin humanities item. Okay, fair enough. I suppose they had to put something there. Password matchmaking is now available, similar to Dark Souls 3. When a player is summoned with password matchmaking, the player level will be synced. And then it goes on to say it's now easier for friends to be matched with each other with the guest player's character level and weapon is higher than that of the host. The level will be adjusted accordingly. So this implies that not only, like in Dark Souls 1, it was only your soul level that was taken into account when it came to matchmaking. So twinking was rampant, obviously. So you could have a plus 15 pyro flame and any plus 15 weapon, and go down to Undead Berg at soul level 10 and fucking wreck shit. So now at least it looks like the PvP matchmaking is going to be a lot like Dark Souls 3 was, which I think is good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a good twink, as everyone well knows, but it was ridiculous in Dark Souls 1, and so I'm glad that they've added that addition in, which is good. Alright, healing items will not be available during PvP, with the exception of Estus flasks. To prevent long and drawn out battles, the number of Estus flasks is halved for Phantoms. I think this is a very good change. Having 99 a stack of 99 humanity, a 99 complete full heals on top of the Estus flask. That was fucking ridiculous. Given that humanity is easily farmable by the rats in the sewer, I'm glad they've changed that. So it looks like Phantoms will be in charge of their own healing. So it's not going to be the host's job to chug the Estus to heal their Phantoms. So that's going to be interesting because the number of Estus you have. Is the Phantom's Estus flask going to be linked to the host's Estus? Or is the number of Estus that a Phantom's going to be linked to how much they have in their own world? Because the bonfire kindling mechanic means you could have anywhere between 5 and 20 Estus flasks. I wonder how they're going to do that. But yeah, I think that's they're getting rid of the use of humanity in PvP. So I imagine if you get invaded, I imagine they probably stick with if you get invaded, then your humanity will be greyed out and you won't be able to use it. When a player defeats an invading Phantom, their Estus is restored. Yep, sounds about right. Players can turn on or off global matchmaking. Yep, no only complaints about that. Players can now prevent matched red Phantoms from seeing their white sign soapstone sign. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. If someone wants to enlighten me, I'm not sure. Players can now prevent matched red Phantoms from seeing their white sign soapstone. I have no idea what that means. Players can, this is the best, the fucking best. Players can no longer summon ally Phantoms consecutively when in combat with enemy Phantoms. Thank fucking Christ. Jesus. I'm really hoping that this still applies to password summon Phantoms, because if this doesn't apply to password summons, then that is just going to be fucking worthless, because the big problem that Dark Souls 3 had was with the password summon Phantoms, and the fact that the cooldown timer did not affect the password summons. They said, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we'll give you a cooldown, but not on password summons, which is the biggest problem. So I really hope that that's applicable, because if it is, that's going to be fucking diamond. That is, I love that. In online play, players who are outside the host parameter range will not be matched with each other. The players can still be matched via password matchmaking. I didn't realise that was not the case before. But okay, fair enough. Arena, a 3v3 and 6-player deathmatch has been added. That's good, like that. Arena battles can also use password matchmaking. That's fantastic. I mean, this is all this password matchmaking introduction, and get the dried fingers and all this. They're really focusing on the improving the multiplayer in this game, because this is what's going to increase the longevity of the game. And it's been proven in Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, the matchmaking was pretty crap. They tried to improve it in 2, but they didn't quite get it right, and sort of the co-op and PvP died very quickly after sort of the game slowed down, and it's pretty much dead to this day. I mean, I know a lot of people are still reasonably active on Dark Souls 2, but the last time I played it was like a fucking graveyard. I couldn't get any invasions anywhere. In the arena, I could only get the same 1 or 2 people. it's pretty dead. But with Dark Souls 3, I still get the game is 2 years old now, and I will still routinely get invasions. Invasions, you know, I didn't have to wait for anything in the arena. There's always co-op available. So introducing that into Dark Souls 1 is going to keep Dark Souls 1 community alive for a lot longer, until, you know, Shadows Die Twice comes out and everyone moves over to that game. So I don't have a problem with it per se, but like as an invader and me being concerned about the balance of the game, that's my main complaint. But I understand why they've done it. Respawn points will be random. Arena battles can also use puzzle matchmaking. Yeah, that's all good stuff. I probably will go dip into they haven't mentioned anything about how the PvP sort of mechanics are going to work. I suppose I don't know if they've done any. They must have done some test runs with people in like a, you know, using the new servers and stuff. I don't know, because I really hope they have a 2-hit confirm for the backstabs. I mean, otherwise that's just going to be absolutely bullshit. If I'm getting ganked by 3 people and all they're doing is circling around to backstab me, like that's just not going to be fun. I hope they have a 2-hit confirm for backstabs at the very least. They can keep absolutely everything else the same, but the backstab thing will be fucking that needs to be sorted. Okay, so everything else. Players can select the number of usable items, such as consumable souls or covenant items, to use instead of one at a time, as in the original game. Great, fantastic. That is, you know, giving 30 humanity to the fair lady was bullshit. You know, consuming souls was bullshit. That was all bullshit. The number of languages has been increased to the number found in Dark Souls 3. Okay, that's good. You know, why do we need to bring a wider audience to Dark Souls 3? A bonfire has been added next to Vamos to the blacksmith. No, it's pretty. The bonfire run from the catacombs, the Patches bonfire, all the way down to what do you call it, Tomb of the Giants. It's a pretty big slog because a bonfire didn't spawn for when you defeated Pinwheel. So if you died, going through the Tomb of the Giants, and believe me, you will die going down the Tomb of the Giants. The run back is fairly long and fairly salty. So I guess that's what the bonfire's there for. And you know, Vamos the blacksmith was someone people rarely use Vamos anyway because he was so fucking annoying and difficult to get to. So I don't have a problem with that per se. I mean, it's a pretty innocuous change. Covenants can be switched at bonfires. I don't like this. They never really got. I don't think they ever really got the covenant system right in any of the games. I don't really like the covenant system in 3. I mean, it works. It's not a broken covenant. It's not a broken system, but it lacks any permanence and importance in the game. I know there are lots of Dark Souls reviewers who feel the same as me. At least in Dark Souls 1, you had to sort of walk to the Covenant owner and, you know, find your way there in order to change the Covenant. But being able to change it at the bonfires, I don't know. I don't like that change. I'm not a big fan of that. Button configuration is available. I'm sure that's great for some people. I never had a problem with. Oh, actually, I hope that they do. I'm able to change the jump button to the L3 button, because fucking hell, when I was doing Bloodborne, they didn't give you the option to change the jump button from B to L3, and every time you sort of, you know, hectic sort of multi. Well, not even even in PvE, like you're running around, you're trying to dodge enemies and stuff, and then you keep fucking jumping when you've been trying to roll quick step. It's just an absolute ball ache. So I'm glad they've introduced that. Items will automatically be registered into an item slot when picked up. Great, that's fine. I mean, that's again, that's a pretty innocuous change. It never really bothered me, but that's a nice change though. When the up or down directional pad is held down, the first item equipped will be selected. Great, I like that. I like that feature in Dark Souls 1 a lot. That means you can have a number of items sort of in your menu, but you're still able to find your Estus really easily when you need to. The online network has been changed from P2P to dedicated servers, and I think most people will agree that is a good thing. But I guess we'll see how the PvP works when they turn the servers on. You know, although a lot of people have been bitching, complaining, with some degree of, you know, what's the word? Well, there are some legitimate criticisms you could level from the small amount of footage we have seen. of the remastered version. The PC players especially are very up in arms about what they see they see it as a downgrade from vanilla Dark Souls 1, which when you add the DS fix, so they say that they will see the remasters being inferior to vanilla Dark Souls with DS fix, and I can't really, comment on that, given I never played it on PC. I had the Xbox 360 version, but I can understand why that would be frustrating, and not being given a discount on Steam because when you already own the game, and you basically they see it as you're getting a graphical downgrade, if anything else. You'll still be getting the increased matchmaking. Maybe it'll be vaguely workable PvP. At least it probably will be a lot more workable than it was compared to the vanilla release. But you'll be paying for the improved matchmaking and password summoning system. You don't have to install third-party mods in order to get the game to fucking work. And obviously the community is going to be revived for Dark Souls 1. More people are going to be playing Dark Souls than the Dark Souls Remastered than they are vanilla Dark Souls, so that you'll be paying for that. But I can understand why people would be annoyed about not getting that discount, given they already own the game. Apart from that, I'm still looking forward to it. I know everyone was a little underwhelmed with the footage we saw of various people playing up to Solaire and stuff. I mean, the graphical fidelity is improved, at least compared to the console releases, which is great. And hopefully the frame rate issues will be completely fixed, and Blighttown won't be an absolute shit show. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be good fun. I pre-ordered it as soon as I was able to pre-order it. I pre-ordered it, knowing full well that whatever happens, whether it was going to be a ground up rebuild of the game, whether it was just going to be a fucking retexture. I want Dark Souls Remastered because I want that revived community, and I want to be part of a Dark Souls I was part of Dark Souls 3 from the very beginning, and I have such a strong bond with Dark Souls 3 because of it. I like the first two games, believe me, and they're fantastic, and they all hold a special place in my heart. But Dark Souls 3, especially because I played it at release, I went through all the patches. Whenever a new patch notes were released, the community would all pick it apart and we try and analyse it. I loved that. That was fantastic, and I want that feeling again. And being part of Dark Souls Remastered at day one is hopefully will bring that back to me, and I'll have a stronger bond with that game because of it. So I'm looking forward to that, really. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on some of the changes. Like I said, I know a lot of people are underwhelmed, and honestly, it seems that, I know a lot of people are complaining to From Software, and it's like, well, From Software have literally nothing to do with this. This is between Bandai Namco and I can't remember the third-party developer who are doing it now, but yeah, it's between those two guys, and From Software absolutely nothing to do with it. At any rate, I feel like we should reserve our judgments of the game until we've actually had a chance to play it and properly analyse it. A lot of the complaints that I've seen, especially on Reddit, God, fucking Reddit whiners piss me off to no end. Even if their complaints are legitimate, they all come across as smugging up their own arse. But anyway, some of the complaints are about the lighting and the textures, and there will be some posts that will say, "Oh, this is absolutely terrible. Look at this compared to DS Fix, and it's shit, and it's all fucking disappointing." And then you have another post going, "Oh, actually, if you adjust the brightness in this way, and the footage that was shown to us didn't have the adjusted brightness settings, then you'll see that it is actually better." And we need to get the game in front of us, and we need to play it before we can judge it on its own merits. So that's what I'm going to do. I've booked a week off work on the 25th of May for when DS Remastered comes out, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to sit in my fucking pants and I'm going to play Dark Souls to death, and I'm going to chug beer whilst doing it, and it's going to be fucking amazing. And I hope all of you guys will be able to come and join me in playing Dark Souls Remastered and enjoying this beautiful game once more. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts on the remaster and everything. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm interested to hear from all of you and what you think. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed this stylish new Dark Souls 3 arena build. I mean, I'm quite interested in seeing how this turns out in Invasions. I'm going to definitely try this sort of dual wielding setup with some of my other Invader characters. I mean, I know I use the Ultra Greatsword and the hand axe for my Soul of a Nighty guy, and that works like a fucking charm. And it's again, it's the same concept. You use the Ultra Greatsword as the big swinging weapon to bait them in, and then you go for the spammable hand axe. So again, it's the same concept, just with different weapons. But I really want to try out some of my other characters. I really enjoy the spear longsword combo. Looks stylish as hell and is pretty fucking effective. So anyway, guys, don't forget I have a live stream Friday. Is it Thursday today? Yeah, it is Thursday today. Christ. So live stream tomorrow, 9:30 PM Greenwich Mean Time. If you can make it, I'd really love to see you guys there. So we can chat some shit about Dark Souls, man. Loves me some fucking Dark Souls. So, hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all very soon.